Hello students. So student, in the previous class, in this chapter that is getting to know the plant, we have discussed a lot of things including the flower. So we were talking about the flower, its part, that what are the different parts of the flower as well as what are the different function of these flowers, these parts of the flowers. So if we say about the flower students, so basically you see that flower consisting of four parts. Continuously we are saying that a sepal is there, petal is there, stamen is there and pistil is there. Sepals, the green part present at around that of the bud when the flower is at the bud stage, and even then also you have seen that when this bud it will bloom into flower, even then also you will say the green portion, the green sepals are present at the circle of the petals. It is present at the base of the petals, students. Okay, so sepal we can say it is present in the flower. That is the green part of the flower, that is known as the sepal. If we talk about the next one, so next one is the petals. Petals are what, student? This is the colored part of the flower. Okay, so the beautiful color, the attractive part of the plant is the flower, and it is attractive due to the presence of the petals, the colorful petals. What is the role of the petals? It helps in the process of pollination. It means it helps in attracting the insect towards itself. This is the major function of that of the petals. Although the flowers are having the fragrance also, that is one thing. But we can say this portion, these petals are having, it gives the scent to the flower. Okay. Next one, students, that we have discussed is stamen. Stamens. Stamen is what? This is that portion of the flower which you can say that which is the male part. Okay, the male part of the flower. Okay. Now, this stamen consisting of two parts. Okay, and we can say it is divided into two parts, and that is anther, and the second one is filament. We have understood about the anther and the filament yesterday with the help of a diagram. We have seen the filament is what, student? That is a stalk like a structure, and on the filament there is a bilobed structure as a swollen portion, a swollen part is there, which is the top of the, which is present at the top of the filament, and that is known as anther. Okay, so the swollen part which is present at the top of the filament is anther, and the filament is the stalk like a structure. Now this anther basically consisting of a yellow colored, yellow powdered substance in it, and that we call as a pollen. So anther consisting of a pollen in it. Now when you cut the anther horizontally, students, you will find that there is a small grains present in the anther, and that is known as a pollen grains. Okay, so pollen grains is there in the anther. Okay, now what is the role of this pollen? This pollen consisting of the male sexes. Okay, means it is only responsible for the fusion of the male and the female sexes in the ovule, in the ovary. Okay, so we can say that it is the pollen which consisting of that of the male sex. What is the role of the filament? Is filament is divided into another? No. There is nothing, there is no role of the filament. There is simply the role of filament is to carry the anther on it. This is the only function of the filament. Okay, so stalk like a structure is there, and you will see when you look at the flower, student, there are a lot of pollen grains, there are a lot of stamens you can see in the flower, and these stamens it is attached to the flower with the help of a stalk like a structure, and that is known as a filament. Okay, in the filament, in that of the anther, pollen grains is there. Now the next one is the female part of the flower, students, and that is known as a pistil or carpel. Okay, so we can write it pistil. Now when you look at the pistil, students, pistil is what? It is a female part of the flower. Female part of the flower is pistil, and this pistil, it basically, when you look at the diagram, you will find it Okay, now again it is attached to the flower. Okay, this we have already said that this portion is what? It is the portion which consisting of a sticky like a substance over it, and that is known as stigma. In the middle portion, a tube-like a structure is there, that is known as a style. And the swollen base is there, that is known as ovary. Okay, so stigma is the style, and here it is known as ovary. Okay, so stigma is the first part. It means pistil is divided into three: stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the first part, that is the sticky part, sticky substance present in it, and basically its role is due to the stickiness on the surface of a stigma. When the pollen grains from the wind, from the water, it blows and it gets a stick, or even with the insect also. Insect used to sit on the flower, so pollen grains get a stick on its feet, and ultimately from the male part, when it reaches to the stigma, since it consisting of a sticky substance, the pollen grains attach with it. Pollen grains also stick on the stigma. Okay. So its role is not making the pollen grains to blow away. It means its role is to stick. It helps in the attaching the pollen grains to the female part. Okay. Now the sticky substance help in sticking the pollen grains on it. Now pollen grains is now present here. Now pollen grains have to reach here in the ovary. Okay, and in between them there is a second part that is known as a style, which is a tube like a structure, or which is a connection which used to connect the stigma to that of the ovary. That is what? That is the style. Next one is the ovary, which is the swollen part or swollen base is there. That is known as the ovary. And basically ovary, we can say this is the third part of the flower, that is known as the ovary. Now this ovary, student, consisting of a ovule in it. Okay, so egg like a structure. Is called ovary. Egg like a structure is called as an ovary. Okay, and inside the ovary many tiny egg like structure is present, known as ovule. Okay, many small egg like a structure is present inside that of the ovary, that is known as a ovule. Okay. Now this ovule, if we talk about the ovule which is present inside that of the ovary, this ovule consisting of female sex cells. Okay, so it mainly consisting of the female sex cells. So there, students, when we were talking in case of a stamen, anther consisting of a pollen, pollen consisting of a male sex cell. Here, ovary is there, ovary consisting of a ovule, and ovule consisting of a many female sex cells in it. Okay, so stamen and pistil is the male and the female reproductive part of the flower. Okay, now you see, student, the stamen and the pistil can be present in the flower, means together, means both of them may be present in the flower, or chances is there that they can be present in the another flower. It means the stamen is present in one flower and pistil is present in the another flower. Okay, or both of them can be present in the same flower. Okay. So most of the time it is present in the same flower. So this is all about the flower, students. Flower consisting of 4 parts: sepals, petals is there, stamen is there, which is the male reproductive part. Female reproductive part is known as a pistil, or it is also known as a carpel. Okay, so pistil, or you can say it is known as a carpel. Both of the name is given. So whenever the female part of the flower is asked, so pistil is written or a carpel is written, don't get confused. It is the same thing. Either you can call it a pistil or you can call it a carpel. Okay, main is the stem. Now pistil is again divided into 3, students. That is the stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the outermost part, style is the middle portion, and ovary is the swollen portion. Okay, now ovule, basically stigma helping the stick in the pollen grain, style is a connecting link between the stigma and ovary. Ovary consisting of a very small tiny like a structure, tiny egg like a structure, that is known as a ovule. So ovule is what? It is a small egg like a structure present in the ovary. And this ovule consisting of a female sex cells. Okay, now this is all about the flower. Now we will move to the next part of the plant, and that is fruits and seeds. Fruits and seeds. Fruits and seeds, students. Now you see, if we talk about the fruits and seeds, so you see, we grow plant to get the fruit, to get the fruits. Okay, we wait plant to grow, to develop. Ultimately, we get fruit. Why we are doing all this? To get fruit also, right? Now you see, students, what is a fruit then? The juicy part, the part of the plant, if we will say that this is the part of the plant, means more often the things that the fruit of the plant is eaten by everyone. Okay, it is not compulsory for every plant, because you know that there are the roots, there are the stem also, leaves also, people they used to consume it. Okay, but the fruits, whenever we talk, so you can say this is that part of the plant which consisting of the juices in it, that is the edible part, you can say. Now fruit is also consisting of one thing, and that is the seeds. So we can say that the fruits and the seeds are together. Inside the fruit, seeds are there. Okay, so seeds are present inside the fruit. A lot of fruits are there, students, that we used to eat. Mango, banana, papaya, apple, guava, okay, orange is there, pineapple, etc. So a lot of fruits are there, students, that we get from the respective plants. Okay, and all of them are edible, consisting of a juice, and the second thing, that it consisting of a seeds inside it. Okay, now if we talk about the seeds and that of the fruit, you see that the fruit, all of them consisting of a seed inside. If we talk about the fruits and seeds, so how the formation of the fruits and the seed occur? So basically you see that the formation of the seed and that of the fruit occur due to the process of fertilization. Okay, so fruits and seeds are formed from the flower, and this process, first of all pollination occur, and then fertilization occur, and finally the formation of a fruit, formation of a seeds occur, and then you can say the fruits also formed inside it. Okay, so then when the fertilization occurs, seeds and the fruit formation starts occurring. Okay, so the first step for the formation of that of the fruits and seed is the pollination. So first of all, pollination occur and then the fertilization process occur. So we can write it. The fruits or the formation of fruits and seed, the formation of fruit and seed occurs in the plant through the process of pollination and fertilization. So both of the processes are responsible. Actually, it is a step process. Okay. So first of all, the process of a pollination occur and then process of a fertilization occur. And when both of them occur, student, then what you will see? Let me tell you what happened here. Here, when the fertilization occur, I'll tell you about the fertilization. But let me give you a brief knowledge about that what happened after fertilization. So after fertilization, this ovule, consisting of a female sex cell and the pollen consisting of a male sex cell, it fuses together, it combines together, and due to the combination, there is a formation of a single cell that is known as a zygote. Okay. Now, this zygote used to divide. We are knowing that we are made up of cells, students, and these cells used to divide. Okay, so that single zygote cell starts dividing, because if it will divide only, then there will be increase in the size and the growth and development can take place. So division of the cell is very important. Okay, so this zygote, it starts dividing. When the zygote starts dividing, then the formation of a seed occur, and outside to that the ovary portion, because everything is occurring inside the ovule. Okay, we can say the ovary portion will get converted into the fruit. So ovary get converted into the fruit portion and ovule get converted into the seed. So likewise, after fertilization, the fruit and the formation of a seed occur inside the fruit. Okay, you will understand the concept much more better after fertilization when you will go in the higher classes. Since in this there is no need of this much explanation, so simply understand that pollination and fertilization is responsible for the formation of fruits and seeds. Okay. Now let us try to understand the process of pollination and also small elementary knowledge of that of the fertilization. Pollination. Now see here, students, pollination is what? It is a process. The name is pollination. Pollination term name came from the pollen. So here the pollen should reach to that of the ovary. Okay, pollen is present in the male part and ovary is the part of the female. So this pollen should be reached to that of the female. Only then the process of a fertilization and formation of a seed and fruit occur. So this pollen, when it get transferred, because it have to transfer, it have to reach to the male to the female part. So when it get transferred from the male part to that of the female part, this process of the transfer of pollen grains from male to the female part is known as pollination. So pollination is a process of a transfer of a pollen grains. Okay? So we can write it, the transfer of pollen grains from where the pollen grains are present? In the anther of the stamen. Stamen is the male part, and in the stamen anther is there. Anther consisting of a pollen grains. Okay, so we can say the transfer of a pollen grain from anther of the stamen, to the, so transfer of pollen grain from anther of the stamen to stigma of pistil. Because the pollen grain, if it reaches to the stigma, stigma is consisting of a sticky substance. So, it will make the pollen grain to stick with it. Okay, so we can say stigma of the pistil, and there the further process will goes on. Okay, so what is the definition of the pollination? That is the transfer of the pollen from anther of the stamen. Anther is that part which consisting of a pollen, stamen which consisting of the anther. Okay, so anther of the stamen to the stigma of the pistil. Okay, now the question is that, okay, we are transferring the pollen grain from the male part to that of the female, from the anther to that of the stigma, but how this transfer of the pollen grain takes place? So transfer of the pollen grains from anther to stigma involves many medium. A lot of a medium is there, students, through which the pollen grain transfer from anther to stigma. So it can be transferred by insects or wind and water. So wind is also responsible, because when the wind blows, these pollen grains are very light. Okay, and due to the wind, the force applied by the wind on that of pollen grain, so the pollen grain blown away with the wind, and from there it reaches to the stigma. As it reaches to the stigma, because of the stickiness, it remain present on it. Same thing with the water also. Sometimes it used to flow with the water. And insect, when the insect sit on the anther, the pollen grains used to stick with its feet or its body, and from that of the male part, when it reaches to the female part, to the stigma of the pistil, then these pollen grains get stick on the surface of the stigma. So ultimately what we have to do, we have to transfer the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma, and there the medium, it can be anything. It can be an insect responsible for the transfer, it can be a wind which is responsible, or it can be water which used to transfer the pollen grains. So whenever the question is asked that what is the pollination, you will always write that the transfer of the pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the pistil, that is known as a pollination, and it can be done by either insect, by wind, or by water. Okay, now we will move forward and try to understand the process of a pollination. Process of pollination. Process of pollination. So what happened in the process of pollination? So when this pollen grains, reaches to the stigma. Now ultimately this pollen grain have to reach to the ovary, students. Okay, because the fertilization process occur in the ovary. Okay, so this pollen grains from the stigma reaches to the ovary. How? A tube-like a structure, that is a style, is there. So we can say that pollen grains, when it is stick on the surface of the stigma, through that of the tube, that is through that of the style, it reaches to the ovary. In the ovary, ovule is there. So from the ovary, it will reaches to the ovule. Now, pollen grain reaches to the ovule, students. Okay, so let us write it, then we will discuss. When the pollen grains falls on the stigma, they move down. Okay, now it reaches to, falls on the stigma, it moves down through the style of the flower. Okay, through the style of the flower. Style of the flower, and finally to ovary, and then ovules. Now see here, students, here it falls on the stigma, reaches to the style, and from the style reaches to the ovary, but ultimately it have to go to reach to ovule. Now pollen grain reaches to the ovule. Now what we had said earlier, that pollen grain consisting of a male sex cells and ovule consisting of a female sex cells. Okay, so one consisting of a male, another consisting of a female sex cell. Now when the ovule and the pollen grain reaches, it means both the sex cells present in both of them is present there, means they are now together. Okay, and when they join together, this process of joining of the male sex cell and the female sex cell causes fertilization, or we can say that process is known as fertilization. So we can write it about it, that is ovule consisting of female sex cells and pollen grains consisting of male sex cells. Okay. Now, female sex cell, male sex cell, both of them reaches at a point. So we can write these join together. These both of them joined together. Both of them, they join together. And the process of joining of male sex cells to the female sex cell is called as pollination. The joining of the male sex cell to that of the female sex cell is called fertilization. This process is called as fertilization. This process is called as fertilization. Okay, so what is the process of fertilization? The joining together of the male sex cell to that of the female sex cell is known as a fertilization process. Now, another thing is there, student, that after fertilization, what happens? The ovule grow and develop and become seed, and the ovary, it become fruit. So after fertilization, ovules grow and becomes seed, and ovary grow and becomes fruits. So ovule grow and become seed, and ovary it grow and become fruit. So this is the whole process which occur in case of the fruits and that of seed. Okay students.